Brian Grimes, your real estate mentor, back with another exciting episode. We have Paige and Frankie. These are two of our Rockstar boots on the ground members. They're fresh off of honeymoons, kind of traveling all around, locking up deals from abroad. So I wanted to bring this to you guys, do a quick Q&A with them so that they can share some feedback. I know a lot of you guys have questions about the Boots on the Ground program. So who better to hear it from than some of our newest members that are having success. Welcome to the platform, Paige and Frankie. Glad to have you guys here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Good. Yeah. So here's some questions that I kind of get from people about the Boots on the Ground, but also the mentorship program. So let's start off with the 100 Keys MasterClass. What brought you to the 100 Keys MasterClass? Like, there are lots of other platforms out there. There's lots of talking heads, gurus that are kind of out there, which I don't consider myself a guru. I'm just Brian. I'm just the guy that's done, I've done 300 deals, but I'm just a guy at the end of the day. What kind of brought you to what we have to offer versus some of the other things that are out there?
Yeah, so I have my own coaching business. I have a mindset, energetics, NLP coaching business that I've been growing for the last couple years. And so I was kind of wanting like a little pause on that, kind of feeling a little burnt out. And I've always wanted to learn about real estate. Given that I'm a coach and I understand, I'm like, find a mentor, like work smarter, not harder. So I actually asked my coach, she had a friend who does the same stuff in real estate, and her friend had given a couple suggestions, and you were one of the suggestions. And so we just, checked it out. And I was really interested in the 100 Keys Masterclass because it had everything in there that I was really wanting to learn. Like we've dabbled in real estate. We have a couple rental properties, but I've never actually made the time to like, okay, I'm going to buy a course. I'm going to invest this time. I'm going to actually sit here and apply myself. And I created this space last October to do that. And so that's what brought us to the 100 Keys Masterclass, is just a desire to learn and to learn from someone who has done exactly what we're wanting to do.
Your first question was, why did we land on you, or why did we pick you over some of the other ones? Paige, she obviously comes from this industry where she's very familiar with working with people. And, me, very much a husband, and kind of like every penny counts. I'm like, wow, we're going to pay this person this much money. What do we get for that? And at the end of the day, if you want to get good at something, you find somebody who's good at it. And it's just a matter of just picking someone, right? And I think what really, for me, said, okay, Brian's our guy, is exactly what you said. You're just a normal guy who happens to be really good and invested in what you're doing. And I think more than just being a real estate guy or an investor, you're a wealth of knowledge who genuinely likes teaching people this craft. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's something that resonated with me. It was like, you know what? But this guy's not just doing this trying to sell his mentorship. He's not just, selling snake oil, so to speak. He wants to make, it's a team sport. And I believe you live that through your access. Like, I was like, all right, well, how much are we actually going to get to talk to this guy? Like, a lot of these things you go through their TA, and then you talk to this next person, and then you're talking to one of the guys that works for the guy, right?
Yeah.
I've been impressed. I don't know how you do it, but when we communicate out to you, it's very rarely more than an hour before you're getting a response to the dumbest, simplest question that I might tell you, okay.
For that, as far as speaking towards like the access and the wealth of knowledge in the 100 Keys Masterclass, like literally, I still have like 3 videos to finish watching for the whole thing. I was just watching one on tax, buying tax properties, and like it literally is full, in-depth, every single element. And as you go along the process, it's like, oh, we're in this stage. Let me go rewatch that and like pick up something else that Brian had said. And then in regards to like the one-on-one access, kind of like what Frankie was saying, as a coach myself, I'm like, dang, dude, like this is a no-brainer. Like when we learned about what we got inside the course, like the evergreen material, but the access to you for questions and mentorship and leadership, I was like, dude, this is like literally a no-brainer offer. So, and I'm someone who I like the one-on-one. Because I have like, I'm very prepared. I'm like, these are my questions. This is what I want to learn. So it's like, if you are enrolling in a class or a mentorship, like a mentor can only help you as much as you're ready to be helped. So like, Absolutely. If you're thinking about it, prepare for the calls. Like, time is so important. Like, get your questions out, get ready, like make the most of your time when you're going to the call as well, I think. Speaking to the boots on the ground, like when we enrolled in the MasterClass, we were like super excited and honestly knew nothing. Like we had bought a couple of properties, just turnkey properties, some in Nashville and one in Florida. And so initially we were like, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to find properties in Nashville and we're going to create our whole, network and do all the things. But we had no idea what we're doing, but we're like, we're going to learn. And then I saw an email for the Boots on the Ground program. And I was like, hold on, what is
that?
Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness. So then we like scheduled a call. And like, when you explained it, what the Boots on the Ground, I was like, yep, sold. Like, this is it. Take my money. Like, this is exactly what we were looking for. I love it so much. I'm just so grateful for it. It's a no-brainer for me. But in regards to like how I see ourselves with like investing is like, I feel so like confident in what I'm doing, what we're doing together. And I think I'm just really excited for the like compound effect, right? Because we have 2 deals going right now. And then when those close, we'll be able to recycle the funds and then do, 3 to 4 more deals and keep learning and keep going. And so I think the biggest change, I was like always confident, but kind of like, I'm going to figure it out. But now I'm like, no, we're figuring it out confident, like, and excited.
Yeah, no, I agree with Paige. I think confidence is definitely a good word to use, right? Initially you go in it, there's a lot of skepticism. Sure, we have the desire.
Yeah.
But how do you overcome that fear and actually start investing the money and finding the right place? And one is just saying, listen, I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to be smart about it, which is where you come in and say, hey, Brian, we found this deal. What do you think? From the beginning for me, that was a very big confidence booster, because it's like, hey, Paige and I, with our limited scope, like, yeah, we're smart enough to look at it, pull comps and get an idea, but being able to bounce that off of you and saying, yeah, you guys are on the right track. This is a great deal. Or you know what? Yeah, it might look good, but did you think about this, right? So learning from your mistakes and your perspective has definitely increased our confidence to the point now where we're pulling comps and we're looking at next deals where we're kind of like, hold on, we got to slow down. Let's let these 2 deals go through first, right? And come to completion. But it's just been great because with every deal, as we go through the flow, we're building relationships with lenders. We're building relationships with the builders, with the architect, and seeing all these pieces come together, right? So really, really exciting to see the full cycle going through and just learning.
We were in Puerto Rico, actually on our honeymoon. And so it was in December. In November, middle of November is when we enrolled in the MasterClass in October. So studied that, learned that. Then we enrolled in the Boots on the Ground program in November. So from November to December, it was 1 month and we locked up our first deal.
Amazing.
And I think at that point was like, whoa, like this is work. Oh my goodness.
It's been cool. The second deal we locked up, I was, where was I, babe? I think I was in San Francisco or
in Washington. Yeah.
I was in Washington State. I'm in Seattle at a hotel on FaceTime with my wife who's in San Diego, and we're signing closing documents on our second deal.
Crazy.
And hitting you up on Slack across the country at the same time, So
yeah,
I would say just do it, right? If you've been thinking about it for a long time and you're ready to commit to actually doing this thing, then you would be foolish to not take full advantage of somebody else's mistakes that they've learned, because the only way that you can get better is by learning from somebody else, and who better to learn from than somebody who's made all the mistakes, knows the ins and outs, and is ready to teach you. The skill that you provide and the benefit you provide. I tell you what, man, you're selling yourself cheap. Like, I feel like we hit a gold mine finding you, honestly. I would say just do it and go all in.
Yeah. And piggybacking off of that, absolutely. Like, if you're thinking about doing something and you're thinking about dabbling and you're like, well, maybe I'll do it, that's the kind of results that you're going to get back. But if you're like, nope, I'm in, I'm going to do this, you put your money where your mouth is, and you're like, it's literally showing the universe, I'm serious about this, I'm willing to do what it takes, like I'm going to learn, and then it's going to come back. It's like, the saying, the transformation is in the transaction, right? We can sit here and talk, oh, I'm going to do this, oh, this sounds good, but it's when you actually like pay to learn and then pay to buy that first deal and do the first rehab, it's like that's when the magic starts to happen. So with that being said, and if you're thinking about it, just freaking do it if you actually want to do it, because you're going to work, save a lot of time and a lot of money working with someone who knows what they're doing versus figuring it out for yourself, wasting money and then coming back anyways.
Really fast, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel and leave a comment in the comment section that says I subscribed. For everyone who leaves that comment, I'm going to send you instant access to my free real estate training that shows you how to acquire properties for pennies on the dollar all across the country. You don't want to miss out on that free offer.